The Lost Generation. Birth years roughly 1883 to 1900. Coined by Gertrude Stein and popularized by Ernest Hemingway, this term refers to individuals who came of age during or just after World War I. Many members of the Lost Generation fought in or were otherwise deeply affected by World War I. They experienced the horrors of trench warfare, witnessed unprecedented levels of destruction, and saw the loss of an entire generation of young men. They experienced the disillusionment, trauma, and upheaval of the war, leading to a sense of aimlessness and existential angst. Many prominent writers such as Ernest Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, T.S. Eliot, and artists emerged from this generation, capturing its mood of alienation and disillusionment. The Lost Generation witnessed significant cultural shifts, including changes in social norms, gender roles, and attitudes towards authority. This period saw the rise of new forms of artistic expression, such as jazz music and modernistic literature, which challenged traditional conventions. The Greatest Generation. Birth years roughly 1901 to 1927. This term, popularized by journalist Tom Brokaw, refers to Americans who grew up during the Great Depression and fought in World War II. Despite these challenges, they learned to adapt, persevere, and make do with limited resources. The defining experience for the Great Generation was World War II. Millions of young men and women volunteered or were drafted into military service, risking their lives to fight against tyranny and defend freedom. They faced unimaginable hardships on the battlefronts, while those at home supported the war efforts through rationing, working in factories, and contributing to victory gardens. After the war, the Greatest Generation played a central role in rebuilding America and shaping the post-war world. They helped create the economic prosperity of the post-war era, fueled by the GI Bill, which provided education and housing benefits to veterans. Many of them went on to start businesses, buy homes, and raise families, contributing to the economic boom of the 1950s and 1960s. The Greatest Generation is remembered for its values of duty, honor, and service to country. The Silent Generation, or Traditionalists. Birth years roughly 1928 to 1945. Born during the Great Depression and coming of age in the post-World War II era, this generation is sandwiched between the Greatest Generation and the Baby Boomers. Often characterized by a strong work ethic, conformity, and traditional values, they are called the Silent Generation because they were perceived as conformists and less vocal in comparison to the more outspoken generations before and after them. They tend to value traditional institutions and authority figures, such as government and the family structure. The Silent Generation witnessed the rise of the civil rights movement, although they were generally less involved in activism compared to younger generations. They contributed to the cultural landscape through literature, music, and art, with notable figures such as Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison, and Andy Warhol emerging from this generation. The Silent Generation played key roles in shaping institutions and industries during the latter half of the 20th century. Their values of hard work, sacrifice, and resilience contributed to the stability and prosperity of post-war America. While the Silent Generation may not have received as much attention as other more vocal generations, their contributions to society are significant. Baby Boomers. Birth years roughly 1946 to 1964. Born in the post-World War II baby boom, this generation experienced a significant increase in birth rates. They came of age during the Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, and the counterculture movements of the 1960s and 1970s. Many baby boomers sought to challenge traditional norms and institutions, advocating for causes such as civil rights, women's rights, and environmental conservation. Baby boomers had a significant impact on popular culture, with their music, literature, and art reflecting the social and political movements of their time. Icons such as the Beatles, Bob Dylan, and Andy Warhol emerged during this period. As baby boomers entered the workforce in large numbers, they helped drive economic growth and prosperity. They benefited from opportunities for higher education and career advancement, contributing to the expansion of the middle class. Their activism, entrepreneurship, and cultural contributions continue to influence subsequent generations, while their aging population poses unique challenges and opportunities for society as a whole. Generation X, birth years roughly 1965 to 1980. Born roughly between the mid-1960s and early 1980s, this generation came of age in a time of social and economic change. Often characterized as independent, pragmatic, and adaptable, they grew up in an era of economic uncertainty, witnessing events such as the energy crisis, stagflation, and the Cold War. Many Generation Xers are known for their entrepreneurial spirit, as they entered the workforce during a period of rapid technological advancement and globalization. They were the first generation to fully embrace personal computers, video games, and the internet, shaping the digital landscape in its early stages. Generation X contributed to the cultural landscape through music, film, literature, and art. They embraced alternative rock, grunge music, and indie films, challenging mainstream conventions. Figures such as Kurt Cobain, Quentin Tarantino emerged from Generation X, influencing popular culture with their distinctive styles and attitudes. They entered the workforce during a period of corporate restructuring, downsizing, and job insecurity. They are known for their skepticism towards traditional institutions and loyalty to employers. Generation X witnessed changing family structures and societal norms, including increasing divorce rates, dual-income households, and the rise of latchkey children. They are often characterized as pragmatic parents, balancing career aspirations with family responsibilities and seeking to provide a stable and nurturing environment for their children. Generation X has left a lasting impact on society, culture, and the workplace. Their influence can be seen in their contributions to technology, entertainment, and entrepreneurship, as well as their approach to work, family, and social issues. Millennials, or Generation Y. Birth years roughly 1981 to 1996. Millennials grew up during a time of rapid technological advancement, globalization, and social change. They are often considered the first digital native generation, coming of age as the internet became widely accessible. They are known for their tech-savvy nature, having grown up with computers, the internet, and mobile devices. They are comfortable with digital communication and social media, which have played a significant role in shaping their identity and social interactions. Often characterized by its diversity and inclusivity, embracing differences in race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, and cultural background. Millennials are often seen as socially conscious and politically engaged, advocating for causes such as environmental sustainability, social justice, and human rights. This generation tends to prioritize meaningful work and purpose-driven careers over traditional notions of job security and financial stability. They are more likely to switch jobs frequently in pursuit of fulfilling opportunities. Economic factors have also influenced millennials' attitudes towards traditional institutions, such as banks, corporations, and government, leading to skepticism and a desire for alternative solutions. Millennials have made significant contributions to popular culture, entertainment, and the arts. They have embraced diverse forms of media, from streaming services to social media platforms, and have influenced trends in music, fashion, and lifestyle. They have also been at the forefront of digital content creation, with platforms like YouTube and Instagram providing avenues for self-expression and creativity. Millennials are poised to have a profound impact on society, culture, and the economy in the years to come. As they continue to mature and assume leadership roles, their values, preferences, and priorities will shape the future of work, technology, and social change. Despite facing unique challenges, millennials are known for their resilience, adaptability, and optimism, qualities that will continue to drive innovation and progress in the 21st century. Generation Z, or Zoomers. Birth year, roughly 1997 to 2012. Generation Z is the first generation to grow up entirely in the digital age, with access to smartphones, social media, and the internet from a very young age. They have never known a world without the internet or mobile technology. Often characterized by its comfort with technology and digital communication, they are digital natives who are adept at navigating online platforms, consuming digital content, and communicating through social media, messaging apps, and other digital channels. Generation Z tends to be pragmatic and entrepreneurial, with many members expressing a desire to create their own opportunities and pursue non-traditional career paths. They value creativity, innovation, and authenticity in their endeavors. Often described as politically and socially engaged, with many members actively participating in movements and causes that they are passionate about. They are more likely to use their voices and platforms to advocate for change, whether it's addressing climate change, gun violence, or other social issues. This generation tends to prioritize practical skills and experiences over traditional academic credentials. They are more likely to pursue alternative education pathways, such as online courses, vocational training, or entrepreneurship to gain the skills they need for success. They have a significant impact on popular culture, entertainment, and consumer trends. They are shaping trends in music, fashion, and entertainment through their consumption habits and preferences. This generation is also influencing the media landscape through their consumption of digital content, with platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch becoming increasingly popular among younger audiences. Despite facing challenges such as economic uncertainty and climate change, Generation Z is known for its resilience, adaptability, and determination to create a better world for themselves and future generations. Generation Alpha. Birth years roughly 2013 to 2025. Born from the early 2010s onwards, the oldest members of Generation Alpha are still very young. Generation Alpha is often described as the most technologically immersed generation yet, having been exposed to digital devices and online content from a very young age. They are digital natives who are comfortable with technology and use it as a primary means of communication, entertainment, and learning. This generation is growing up in a more diverse and multicultural world than previous generations. They are more likely to encounter people from different backgrounds and cultures, leading to greater acceptance and inclusivity. Generation Alpha is growing up in a time of changing family structures and dynamics. They are more likely to have parents who are older, more educated, and more financially stable than previous generations. They are also more likely to have access to resources and opportunities that previous generations did not. This generation is expected to have a close relationship with their parents and other family members, as well as a strong sense of community and connection to their peers. Generation Alpha is still very young, and it's difficult to predict the full extent of their impact on society and culture. However, they are expected to be a driving force behind technological innovation, social change, and economic development in the years to come.